Okay, now, if you don't believe me, let's come back. See, I want to repeat you once again the conditions of the scoring. The more undecided and negative answers you give, the more you are adaptable and flexible and useful for the society. Do you understand what they are doing to kids? Okay, they are doing two things at a time. They teach them moral relativism. They teach them how to lie to get a greater score. Because obviously a child would say if a person killed another person, he is a murderer. But for the sake of getting a higher score, obviously a student would put no or undecided. So you teach your kid how to lie to be successful and to look adaptable and useful for society. Well, obviously I had to do that test, but I added one more question to that thing. My own question. I said, what kind of society you are going to be useful to? And most of my students give me an excellent answer. They say, a society where there is no moral principle, no respect to God, love, family, and working ethics. Very simple. They are not that stupid. Here we are, Comrade Brezhnev. Now, this is the picture from a Soviet magazine. Obviously, Soviet media tries to project their leaders in the most respectful way. Very impressive, very fatherly, very serious person. There is nothing surprising. What else is new? Of course. But this is Time magazine, an American magazine. The caption is not quite clear, but it says basically that Comrade Brezhnev doesn't give interview to Time magazine. The message is clear. He's a positive, caretaking person. He's too busy to take care of the world problems and economical problems in Russia. It's a very humorous caption. But nevertheless, the impact, if you are not quite concerned about politics, what is your impression about this nice gentleman? Nice, smiling, tired, well... And this is how media presents your leaders. I don't know whether he deserves to be presented like that or not. This is a different question. This is Prime Minister of Great Britain about 10 years ago, together with Beatles. You may or may not like Beatles. Me personally, I don't like them. But a Prime Minister of a country together with entertainers. The Queen, Her Majesty Queen, knighted Beatles, a highest honor which previously in all times was given only to the most deserving patriots of the British Empire, was given to a bunch of monkeys. Valéry Giscard d'Estaing is playing football. He's our guy. He plays piano. No, never mind what he does for politics or world problems. He is nice, charming personality. Helmut Schmidt is taking part in a circus performance. Nice, charismatic leader. Never mind what his policies are. He's popular. He's in the section of People of Time magazine. First Lady of the United States together with the pop singer, folk song singer. Well, so what? You know, we had a saying in Russia that in all times, clowns were entertaining the royalty. Today, the mightiest of the world think it's a privilege to appear with entertainers. Just the reverse of the old principle, you know. They are the entertainers of entertainers. Because they want it for their political career. Ed Kennedy dances in Moscow. Why? I mean, is that his business to go to USSR? Why doesn't he occupy himself with something more relevant to the urging problems of the world? He thinks he is going to be popular. In America, maybe, but in Russia, they look at him as a schmuck. Out of his mind. Senator McGovern is talking to a gorilla somewhere in Africa. Not the gorilla monkey, but a young member of National Patriotic Movement. The movement which is indoctrinated by the Soviets, armed and paid for. He thinks he's smart and he's something to admire. I bet the guys who are standing behind don't think this way at all. Well, Kissinger just by mistake is here. Would you buy a second-hand car from this? Pierre Trudeau, Prime Minister of one of the most developed industrial nations, independent nation in the world, is befriended by Fidel Castro. If you remember, Canada never stopped trade relations with Cuba, despite the urge from the United States government's administrations not to sell Cuba strategic technology and materials. No, he wouldn't listen to the United States. He smiles at Fidel Castro. Meanwhile, his wife, estranged wife, Margaret Trudeau, is talking to rock star. I forget his name. That's it. That's him, right? And he is posing for pictures like that. That's the Prime Minister's wife? That's her too. In French Riviera with some Hollywood actor. Why? 50 years ago, for a thing like that, a Prime Minister would have to resign. It's a shame for a nation. Not anymore. Okay, now détente. That's another debatable question. Why we are so happy, Comrade Nixon? What is so funny? I would like to ask. Yeah, smile again. Why? He's standing next to a mass murderer and he's smiling. Why? Pierre Trudeau also attentively listens to Comrade Brezhnev's, I don't know what. West German chancellor is helping Comrade Brezhnev to stand up because the senile leader of Russia is unable to stand up without Western aid. Oh, you may say, well, it's West Germans, they're too close to Russia, probably they do it just in case. Okay, here's the same thing. Carter is helping. The president of the mightiest power in the world, United States, is helping Comrade Brezhnev. You remember the incident when Brezhnev almost stumbled down the staircase somewhere in Vienna, of course. And thanks to Carter, he didn't fall. Andrew Young is talking to a dictator in Africa. Again, McGovern, I think, is talking to Agostino Neto, a Soviet puppet in Luanda. Why? Is it that necessary to be friendly, to smile at each other?